during this period of the annual cycle. And we're going to explore this topic a little bit and then jump into a manifestation session for the New Year's and a meditation. So the talk itself is going to be around 30 minutes, give or take, and then the meditation will be an hour. And then afterwards, we just open up if you guys have any questions, whether something you want to share about the meditation, questions that you have in general, for your practice, for the session, all's game. Okay. So bringing it back now, a discussion on this specific time of year. So what time is it? So there's two things. Obviously, it's the winter time. We just passed the winter solstice, so it's the official beginning of the winter season, and as well as the new year. And really, over the past many years, I've deeply thought about the energetic patterning that is very much associated with this time of year, and really how we as alchemists and practitioners can best honor this period and really ride the wave as opposed to what I've been doing for most of my life, which is kind of going against the wave and really going against the energetic intention of this time. So uh, um, uh, throughout the past couple of years, I've looked into different calendar systems, calendars that's existed in modern times across different cultures, as well as calendars that is more ancient, and also those that's kind of been wiped out and erased from history. So much to go into that, but basically, right now we're entering a period of we could say a New Year's marathon. Okay, so we began with the Gregorian New Year. Okay. Um, and then moving into the Chinese New Year, the Tibetan New Year, the Persian, the Hindu, and we have the ancient Roman New Year that is happening March 25th, okay, right before the Ides of March, if you ever heard of this concept, which is really the reconciling of past karmas and where a lot of these karmic debts are being paid off so that we can start fresh in the following year. And we also have the Southeast Asian Solar New Year that's around the April 14, 15 time. And in Thailand, there is this water festival that is celebrated. So overall, obviously, there's all these different dates, right? So one might ask, which one should I really honor, and which one really makes sense for my own personal lifestyle? And as many practitioners who follow this path, we are often kind of questioning status quo, right? So just because everyone else is doing it, it really gives you reason to really think about why this is happening. Why does it begin January 1st? So ultimately, the main takeaway here is that different cultures start their New Year's unique to their energetic climate system where they're based off of, right? So if you have a 4 season cycle, it's a little bit different than having a 2 seasons or like kind of like a 1.5 season cycle, more so in the equatorial areas. And looking at the difference between monsoon season versus winter, where there's a lot of snow, where wet season, and all of this variance, it really impacts when a civilization wants to start it. But ultimately, you want to start this new year in a time of renewal. Okay. So let's take a look now and kind of take the time machine back into why in the West and now officially recognized throughout the world that the new year starts January 1st. So traditionally, in the West and specifically in medieval Europe, very much so, the New Year's didn't start this time. Instead, it started around in the first of April, okay, the beginning of the month of April. And if you kind of go back into how what is a month is a moon cycle, right? So these month cycles would actually start on the new moon. Okay, so if you were to place the beginning of April being the new moon of the April moon cycle, this is really roughly the time of when this would have started. But obviously, this has been co-opted, and those in power really changed it. And there was a big transition with the Julian calendar, but specifically with the Gregorian calendar, everything really got mixed up. There's 13 moon cycles in a year, but there's only 12 months, and also the year starts now January. Um, and also, ironically, they placed April Fools as April 1st. So if you were to celebrate anything and New Year's and all of these, then you were made of a fool. So this is kind of what has happened. And so we need to understand kind of like why this is, but also obviously honoring I find like if I find that completely neglecting this time of year really doesn't work as well because the collective consciousness is so there's so much momentum in starting and in kind of like having these like New Year's resolutions, but also it's like energetically it's a bit weird because wintertime it's like you're very dormant, you're very tired, and you're not feeling like this renewal energy that's happening as it would be during spring, right? So it's just important to understand the nuance of this and I see it more as a continuum now, right? So you're starting this new year planning and preparation for the next couple of for the next 2 months, 3 months that really leads up to the spring, and that's really when we would um, kind of come out with all of our new intentions so fully formed. Okay, so now jumping on talking about winter. Let's really identify what type of energy is actually happening during January time and all the way up into March. So winter very much is a root season. So it's connected to the root chakra, okay, foundation. And if you notice the plants, especially where yeah, I see it even in Vietnam, the oftentimes the leaves fall, okay, and and the majority of the energy of the plant itself goes into the roots. Okay, this is why in more colder climates, the traditional food that's eaten is more like root vegetables. Okay, because these survive underground, and there's actually much more nutrients. Harvesting roots, harvesting herbs during wintertime, as the Taoists would do up in the mountains of China, because all of that energy, that potential energy, now is in preservation mode and bringing it back so that it can kind of hold its place and come back again full during spring. Um, so really, it's a time to fortify your foundation. Okay, it's a time for rest, recovery, resilience on the physical plane. On the astral plane, it's a time to really address all of the emotional issues that you didn't have a chance to do because during summertime you were so go and getting things done. Now it's a time to really sit back with those emotions and understand what's really stirring beneath it all. For the on the mental field, it's also time to get a bit more clarity and also to prioritize the direction of next year. So it's a cognitive reflection, right? Like what worked for me during the prior cycle, and what do I want to take away? Like what do I want to pull to do more of, and what do I want to do least of? For on an entrepreneurial sense, what I realized, having worked in building businesses for the past 10 years, is this time is really a great time not to come out to the public about things, but really to build internally, right? Building systems, building structures, optimizing, and really getting your own internal dialogue figured out. So like it may be talking to your business partner about all of the potential plans you have for the following year, right? We're actually setting up systems so that there's less hiccups and things run more efficiently. Okay. But it's not really a time to come out with new projects as spring would be. Um, it's a time personally for you to go off into your own retreats, right? So if you are, like things like Vision Quest, right? And going out into the woods and really kind of connecting with your own soul and that eternal primal aspect of yourself. Um, yeah, and ultimately it's this time to cement this intention for the coming year. And I think this kind of like this time really kicks it off, right? I like to like in the past, I think where I was a bit fluttering is that I wanted to have every intention set by January 1st so I can start rolling. But that wasn't the case. It's always like this 3 month phase that things kind of like you come up with intention, but things really percolate and getting solidified by the springtime. So winter is very much a phase of death. Okay, so you have the yin and the yang. So the maximum, the pure yin aspect, and yin represents the shadow element, right? Looking at your darkness, addressing those reflection, black and white mirror, but also reflects this death. And really, the death um, in in the ancestral term is really less of a destination, but of a continuum onto rebirth. Okay. So what does the death mean? It's the death of the part of you, the part of your ego that really doesn't serve you anymore in the future. So really think about this, right? What part of you do you want to let go of? Do you want to die as a part of your ego and leave behind for the coming year ahead? Name those aspects that no longer serves you. Okay. It's a time to journal and also to grieve and mourn. Okay. So I know it's like everyone's like, oh, wish you a happy Year, well, yes, it's good. You can have a happy new year, but it's also okay to feel out your emotions and to sink a little bit and to have a little bit of depth and perspective. And oftentimes that's not the most fun work, but it is necessary. And all of this is really to make space for what is to emerge. Okay. With death brings stillness. And you can really feel this in nature, right? So, like growing up in Canada and anywhere more so like Northern Europe side, you hear like when you're in snow, and there's this level of quietness. It's like there's no birds chirping, there's no animals around, and there's just like this ah. And it's like you don't even need to meditate to reach that stillness if you go into nature. And you feel this as well, even living in the Southeast Asia now in Vietnam that it's just like overcast, the air pressure is lower, you have less energy, you're sleeping more. Generally, like if you're following your circadian rhythm, you might be sleeping an hour, 2 hours more during winter. But all of this is just time, like nature telling you to return back to stillness, return back to directing your intention internally versus externally. So really, the I think what I would challenge you to think about is how can you embrace doing nothing? Okay? So, how do you embrace doing nothing? And really, this idea of being bored. Often it's like, yeah, almost have to seek out and go out of your way to be bored because there's so many things on social media, business, and the ongoings of life that just constantly stimulates you. But how do you, after you take out all those stimulation, there's this boredom. And when you subdue the chaos within, all of this aspect kind of sinks down. And what becomes very clear are the main things that's most important for your growth. But you have to invite that boredom in order to experience it. So when you go inside, this is where you take priority of self-healing, self-love, honoring that body that what the body needs as opposed to what society is telling you have to do, or what your clients telling you have to do, what the world demands of you. Okay. It's really a time that it's like it's okay to prioritize yourself. It's okay that if you don't want to talk to people, you kind of go hermit mode, and really nurture and honor what your body needs. So really, all of this is in preparation for spring. And in the Chinese medicine perspective, if you do this well, then the rest of the year is going to go really well because you've properly acknowledged your need for sleep so that during the time when your body is more awake, it has more to go on, right? So I think in the past where the challenge came was because everyone's beginning their New Year's agendas and New Year's goals, and everyone's going hard, hard, hard. And then by the time 2 to 3 months later, everyone kind of loses steam because your body's asking to rest, but you're going really hard, right? So if you actually do this period properly and you allow your body proper rest, then the rest of the year you're going to have a lot more abundance, a lot more energy to actually go into the flow of nature of when you can expel out proper energy for the external stuff in your life. Okay. Um, so ultimately, I think the narrative that I'm trying to strand here is that although the world recognizes New Year as being January, Alex and I we very much start during the spring, but we take this time to ramp up into having this next annual cycle. So next, so next I just want to touch upon the actual meditation that we're going to jump into. And just so that we can get respect time and everything, if you have questions or if you want to just like explore certain topics or actually say something yourself, share something, just write that down and we'll have that open session at the end of the session, at the end of the meditation. So for today's meditation, we're going to be working with the energy of yin. Okay. So in Chinese, yin is shadow as opposed to yang, which is light. Okay. In the West, yin is the aspect of magnetism, pulling inwards. And through this, we're going to connect with a few intelligences. So the first is the intelligence of the moon. We're going to learn how to heal through the rhythm of tides, the flow of cycles, relaxing the structure in your life and the old ways of belief, the old ways of habits and patterns, in order to connect with the natural rhythms that come out through the fluidity of your own body, the actual fluids in your body, the blood vessels, the arteries, the lymphatic system, all of this. We're then going to connect with two Kabbalistic letters. The first is letter N, which connects with the blood, okay, the vitality of the blood, and it is water quality, okay, so it's blood red, and really, through connecting with this frequency, it's going to temper your cultivation to become the master of the magnetic principle of life, the master of the yin force. The sound of this, if I may sound it, and feel free, just mute yourself, but you can make this tonal sound. Okay, it's just like an N. So, mm. So I don't know how much of this comes to the mic. Can you get like a bit of that tone? Okay. Obviously, it's a bit different doing it in person. So yeah, feel free to do that. What you want to do is like this quiet whisper, okay? But you want it to vibrate in your belly area, um, and create this vibratory sensation of the end that kind of like oscillates out like water, okay? The next is Kabbalah G, and we use this letter for abundance. So the sound of it is ONG, like ONG, okay? So so Kabbalah G as well is water. Um, and it's you can look at it as a light teal, emerald green color, all the way to dark jade. Okay. And you'll find different qualities depending on the type of frequency that you're trying to resonate with, based given your intention. And the more you pack it, the darker this quality gets into your body. So let's talk a little bit about abundance, and then I want to leave the last 10 minutes into a journaling exercise before we begin to really establish how you want to invite abundance into your life. Okay? So if we look at this abundance frequency hermetically, um, we can look at it from the three body model. Okay, so on the physical level, abundance is about material wealth. It's about all having all the worldly possessions that you possibly need to satisfy your physiology, your physical desires. Now, on an astral level, it's about this feeling of inner happiness, this deep feeling that you have enough and that you are enough. Okay, the feeling that you are enough. And I'm sure we've seen in this world, there's so many people that have so much wealth, so much physical abundance, but if you look at their personality, you can tell that they're very poor. Okay. On a mental level, it's having peace in your spirit. And it's really knowing the immortal self, the self that transcends lifetimes. And there's an idea of knowing this theoretically, but also something about experiencing it and really embodying that in your essence. So it's about not feeling rushed in life and not living in the state of perpetual fear of death. And often you see this, especially with the very successful type, that they almost feel like they have to do everything because they're going to die eventually. And it's this like ticking quality in them that really takes them off balance and gives them this unhinged quality. Okay, so this is the mental aspect of abundance, just feeling that there's infinite lifetimes and you don't have to do everything in this life, right? Even though there's maybe 10, 20 different careers you want to have, pick the one that you really resonate with and that you really follow towards, and feeling that you have an abundance of time. Now, on an Akashic level, it's about grace and mercy. Okay, it's how do you live your life knowing that you have infinite lifetimes, feeling that you're really at peace with your vessel in this lifetime, in your life, and all situations that's thrown at you, feeling that you have the capacity to draw from past lives, to draw from your inner wisdom, your higher self, to have this divine wisdom. And the grace comes with with this relaxation that No matter what hiccups life has, it has a plan, right? There's just the divine providence, and you're only living, you're a master of that stream, and it's here to teach you this lesson. It's really about seeing yourself as everyone, okay? Having this empathy that you've lived 1,000 lives, you've lived 1,000,000 lives. So the sorrow, the triggering aspects, the anything that angers you, you can see yourself in others and having compassion and having that mercy quality to say, ah, I've been there. So with that said, I invite you to spend the next 10 minutes just doing a bit of journaling yourself, really on two questions. So really think about the three body plus Akasha model, and how do you relate to abundance today? And how would you like to experience and relate to abundance in the coming year of 2026? Yeah. And really draw on, you don't have to go through all four bodies, but do the ones that really call for you that you want to focus on and change. It could be all aspects, or it could be just one thing. It's like astrally, my personality, I want to feel like I'm enough this year when it comes to being a good teacher or being, a good artist, being a good video producer, being a good healer. I want to feel like I am offering my best to the world, and that's all it needs. Okay, something like that, right? Um, so yeah, let's have like let's have a 10-minute period of silence, and we'll do a bit of journaling and we'll reconvene, okay? If you have questions, just feel free to type and we can address them in the text box. Sweet. So we're gonna start coming back. Everyone's ready. Cool. Good to go. Sweet. So I'm gonna address the question first. So I think let me just open the chat. Alex asked, "Can you explain a little bit more about letter N and what magnetism means?" So, okay, wonderful. Magnetism. Why are we doing this in this exercise? Is that when you tune in into specific when you tune into people, there is this quality of magnetism in their auric field. And how it feels is like almost like this manifestation quality where they just get what they want. People's attention draw towards them. So it could be magnetism in terms of intentionality as well as the person itself. So with people, it's like if you've ever had this experience where someone walks past you and you immediately like, whoa, like that presence, like, wow, there's something alluring there, right? And it doesn't have to be like opposite sex stuff. It is like looking at a very like a beautiful girl, but it's also like it could be a guy as well, and vice versa, right? For females. And there's this natural magnetism in their field. Now, obviously, we need to be a little bit careful, especially for females, to train that they can be internally magnetic, but externally neutralizing. So how this quality feels is like uh, you can see kind of like from a guy's perspective, there's uh, visually perhaps the woman is very beautiful, but she keeps to herself, right? And her energy doesn't flaunt that excess outwards, right? So this is the quality of magnetism that's drawn in. And if you take that into, for example, charisma, right? It's our ability to get people to gravitate towards the desired outcome that we want to produce. And when we take the principle of magnetism into the what we want to manifest, it's that every idea, everything that you're planning to do has this it almost like it has its own consciousness in the in the mental and astral field. And if you build magnetism towards that programming, it basically it pulls reality towards manifesting that outcome. Okay. So, and obviously, having gone through the art of chi, you understand that the principle of magnetism, right? When you're, like pulling in, there's this like you can do this for healing, you can do this for partner work on all of these qualities as well. Okay, but really for this exercise, we're working magnetism to really draw in these abundant qualities. Okay, is that clear for everyone? Okay, wonderful. So let's jump into the meditation. Uh, get comfortable. Have a sip of water if you have something around you, and we'll get rolling. So a word of advice before we jump in is so right now on that piece of paper in front of you, you've established what it is that your orientation to abundance in the next year. Now, what I encourage you to do now is don't overthink it and overprocess it in the meditation itself. Rather, now that you've established this, again, this GPS signal, this frequency exists in the mental and astral realm, right? So you want to find the location of that and the feeling of it, it's more formless, okay? You don't want to go through like text, like line by line of all the stuff you write. You want to just connect with that formless quality of what it is you're trying to do. And in the meditation, we're going to be packing that with this magnetic quality and with all of our intentionality. Does that make sense? Okay, wonderful. Okay, so get into comfortable meditation, meditative seating position. All right, here we go. Full relaxation, deep inhales. Breath in, pulling all the oxygen, the air all around us. Holding that in our lungs, in our breath. Slow, controlled exhale out. Continue to breathe in and out. Sky blue, feather light. Expanding the blueness all around you. Miss the blue. Fill your mind with its air quality. Deep breath in, pulling in oxygen, nitrogen, all the nutrients in the air. Holding the breath, allowing it to fill your mental space. Keep holding. Exhale, relax. Feeling any clutter in your mind. Connecting in the Akashic space, the ritual command, release. Releasing all thought. Sky blue. Keeping our mind expanded, we connect with our heart, with our emotional body. Feeling the slowing of time, astral fluid all around us expanding out, expanding the heart space, connecting with the color, the sky blue, rising frequency, feather light, feeling all emotions like a light feather, just floating into the space, filling up our body, 2 meters out of us, bubble of air, connecting to the ritual command, release. Releasing all emotions, rising upwards, connecting to the affirmation. My mind and soul are as one. My mind and soul are as one. Merging the mental field in the astral, fully expanded, sky blue. Breathing in this blueness now, through all the pores, into the organs, allowing this quality to elevate every cell of your body, starting from the core outwards, all the way to the tips of your fingers and the tips of your toes. You're radiating blue, feather light. Relaxing the electric magnetic field, the vital body outwards, 2 meters out. Sky blue. Connecting now to the ritual command in all three bodies. Okay, building your awareness, stretching your consciousness to your mind, to your emotions, to your physical body, electric magnetic torus field. Stretching out, connecting with the command. Release. All stagnation rises up, released out of your body. Yeah. Opening up all the pores, expanding your consciousness into the space. And as you breathe in, pull in into the consciousness, into your body, into your cells. Pulling in sky blue, activating every cell of your body, invigorating you, energizing you. Hold. Bringing the air deep down into the lower dantian, the lower belly. Hold it, hold it. Now, as you exhale, slowly exhale. And as you do, collapse the space-time, expanding Akasha all around you, dark violet. All is dissolved, all form, all emotions, all thoughts. Dissolve into this timelessness, spacelessness of the Akashic field. Dissolving all matrices of thought forms, emotions, your physical body. Connecting with the perimeter of anything that still has form and dissolving it into the formless. Entering the space of no thought, no concept, no identity, no ego. going infinitely inward and expanding infinitely outward. From the Akasha, we make a prayer to the Brotherhood of Light. May the path of light guide and protect. Allowing this light to permeate through you, within you, all around you. Making a prayer to our spirit guides, the light family, our spiritual support, to assist us in aligning us to the highest timeline of our ascension, of our growth, of our service. Readying our vessel, preparing our body for the work ahead in this meditation, in this annual cycle, in this period of our life. Connecting now to the earth beneath our feet, we form roots that spreads both downwards and upwards, down penetrating the crust of the earth, expanding far and wide, deeply into the mineral kingdom, penetrating bedrock, soil, aquifers, the Cartesian wells, the crystalline kingdom beneath us, the living consciousness of Gaia pulsing into us. We harmonize with the resonance of Mother Gaia, the Earth Mother, becoming one with her loving embrace. We allow these roots to form above, like mycelium, moving through our nervous system, moving into our root chakra, penetrating every chakra of our body, the sacrum, our sexual region, our capacity for emotions, solar plex, our inner sun, our ambition, our heart, our capacity for love and compassion, feeling these roots intertwining through us into the neck, our throat, our capacity for creative expression, our authentic voice, sky blue, allowing these roots to grow outwards into our shoulder blades, standing out into the shoulder chakras, forming wings of ascendant flight, elevating us further. The roots move upwards from the throat, from the shoulder blades, into the third eye, the pineal, pituitary, activating dormant insight, intuition, our highest form of intelligence, allowing the energy of Earth Mother to be pulled from the ground upwards, providing nutrients through her vines all throughout our body, our torsos, intertwining the chakras, nurturing the organs, the heart, the lungs, the breath, all the way up into the intuitive insight mind. Feeling this energy accumulate, the center of our mental space, where the twines meet, non-dual light. From above the crown, connected to below our feet. Heaven, man, earth, we become one with the central axis, straining the spine, from this area, the center of our head, we connect with our divine light, the monad, the central gravity of our spirit body. Feeling the light accumulate in potential, continuing to elevate more and more with every breath, rising through the kundalini, the intertwining vines, spiraling through us, spirit dance. And slowly we invite this potential energy, this light within the mental space to pierce out through the third eye, opening our insight, opening up our vision, connecting to the third eye. I see truth. Bringing this energy up now, up into the crown, opening up the crown, connecting to the transpersonal, dark violet, above the head, dark violet orb of Akasha. We want to equalize ourselves with it, find its center of gravity, become it. I am Akasha. From it, we call forth the light of the moon. Silvery light, silver liquid, allowing it to pour through the crown into our bodies. Opening up the crown further, allowing its passage. Bring your mind to the crown and soften it out, nice and wide. Filling our body with silver liquid, coursing through us like the watershed, energy, magnetism running through our veins, through the meridian system. Running down from the face to the neck, the torso, chest, arms, the hips, thighs, calves, and feet, allowing this lunar liquid to flow through us. Feeling its coolness, silvery touch, like the midnight sky, pitch black, silvery moon reflected on the stillness of water. Feeling the stillness of this pond, of this water, reflecting the moonlight as it reflects your soul. A mirror to your essence, to your yin nature, showing you the road ahead, the shadows that must be overcome to connect with true abundance. From above the crown, in the Akashic field, we're going to locate the field of your abundance intention that we've noted prior. Finding that energetic frequency, and just know, just rest that it's there. Okay? Don't overthink this. Just know that it's there. It's always there. It's always been there. And as you bring your mind towards it, we're going to build in the intention for clarity. Okay? In that prayer, we invite the light of the moon to shine through, filling us with clear insight, clear emotional reflection, a clear mirror, still water, emulated, radiant with the light of the moon. In any part of your body that feels resistance somatically, just relax and allowing the silvery light, the silvery liquid to flow through. Don't overanalyze, just relax the body and allow the energy to do its work. Filling your soul with lunar liquid, feeling, filling all limbs of your body, all cells, breathing in and out. Continuing to open up all three bodies, just completely surrender into the light of this quality. Like the tides, the ocean wake, we feel this ever present pull, this cycle, magnetism through all the fluids in our body, the movement of our blood in our vessels, in our arteries, the cycle of our lymphatic drainage, of our sexual fluids, of our cerebral fluids, all governed by this cycle of day and night, death and rebirth, on and off, constant flow, never static movement. Connecting to this inner biodynamic dance of magnetism governed by each breath, each heartbeat, rise and fall, opening and closing, tightening and relaxing. As you breathe in, we allow ourselves to perceive this inner wisdom connected through all the liquids. We bring awareness to these liquid realms within us. And as you breathe out, we tighten our awareness, focusing, magnetizing, drawing inwards. As we breathe in, we relax our mind. As we breathe out, we tighten our concentration, our awareness within. Slowly raise our awareness back above the crown. Center, finding the center of gravity, the Akashic orb. With the prayer intentionality, we invite in Kabbalistic N, master of the magnetic principle, blood red, thick, viscous liquid quality pouring forth down through the crown. Filling our three bodies, filling the field around us. Allowing this thick blood red liquid to permeate through our organs, the cellular membranes. Blood runs all throughout our body, through our organs, our cells, through the veins in our brain, through the bone marrow. Blood is life, connecting to the vitality, connecting to the essence, the blood red liquid all around us, all within us. We now connect back to the intentionality of our abundance, that GPS frequency. Becoming one, merging our consciousness, our body with it, with its expression. And as we breathe in, we pull in this blood red, spiraling into our essence, magnetic field, bring it into our body. And as we breathe out, feeling the pulse, like our heart pulsing outwards, shivering through every cell, we relax all resistance, demagnetizing out of our system. So as you breathe in, you maximize the magnetic field, the magnetic pull, blood red all around. with your center of gravity as the center of gravity of your abundant intention. And as you relax, you demagnetize all resistance out of your cells, somatically out of your body. Breathing in, maximum inwardness, blood red. Breathing out, demagnetize, relax all magnetism. Like the moment a spaceship enters out of orbit, out of the Earth's atmosphere, there's a float, there's a demagnetization, anti-gravitic, pulling in blood red, maximizing your inner gravity, your inner magnetism, and relaxing out through all the pores of your body, the legs, the chest, the hands, the organs, the heart, the lungs, the brain. As we breathe in, we want to pull in our energetic matrix, pulling in all three bodies towards this intention. And as we breathe out, we want to relax all resistance from the mind, the emotion, the physical body out of our field. The movement of this feels like liquid, thick, viscous quality, connecting like the viscosity, the thickness of your blood, rich in nutrients, rich in potentiality. extending your awareness to all the people that your abundance will positively impact and serve. Connecting to the positive karmic stream. When you're at your fullest, those that you serve will receive the most. Who is it that you serve? We connect with our vow of service. When we breathe in, we're pulling in this positive merit of our service in our most abundant state. And as we breathe out, we relax this energy out to all of those that will impact our patients, our students, viewers of our YouTube content, of our videos, whatever it may be that you are working on, your project for next year. We're going to breathe out this magnetic principle and draw these people in alignment with us, pulling in the benefit that they will receive. Realign ourselves to serving this benefit, to orchestrating divine will, harmonizing with this positive karmic line. Relax out, relaxing this magnetic principle to all those that we will benefit. Like tides that naturally gets pulled in, rising tides from the gravitational pull of the moon. We are lunar. We magnetize all abundance, all positive outcomes to those that we serve, so that we may enact our highest purpose, offering our most authentic gifts back to the world, offering freely, uninhibitedly, magnetically. Your breath controls tides. The fluid of opportunities flows to you, connecting with the affirmation. The tides of abundance flows towards me easily and seamlessly. Connecting and affirming, I have all that I need to be successful. I am successful. I have all that I need to be abundant because I am abundance. Connecting now into this abundant quality, relaxing our mind to experience Emerald green all around us. Raising the part of our ego of I want to I am. I am abundance. Abundance to the highest order. Abundance in physical wealth, the material manifestation. Flows to me easily. Opportunities and success flows to me easily. I am abundant in personality, in all that I am, in all that I'll ever destined to become. Time collapses, for I am the all. All. Opening up our heart, aligning to emerald green, like precious jade stones. Relaxing our mind now. I am infinite, infinite time, infinite space, infinite abundance. Om. All three bodies now resonating to this quality of emerald green, relaxing out, harmonizing and becoming. Relaxing into our etheric body and the echoes of the liturgy, grace and mercy. The infinite quality of our immortal soul, the eternal spirit, opening up the crown, relaxing. I invite you to just expand your mind, expand your awareness to all around us and all of the energy that we've accumulated, all the abundance in the field. And in this last act of pure service, we will relax all this energy, all excess. Okay? So first, just opening up your body and inviting it inwards. Okay? Relaxing the will and in a prayer state, accumulating all that we need and not anymore. Feeling this emerald green, jade green, accumulating in our body, in the bone marrows, in the Akashic fields around us. And now with any excess, we're going to relax it into this idea of abundance that we have, ultimately reaching the final destination of our vow of service, dedicating the merit of this cultivation and all of the work, all of our abundant embodiment to those that we serve, connecting with all the lives that you will touch. And we give freely, selflessly, in their highest good. And slowly, just going to bring our awareness back into our body, bring the mind back, the emotional body, the physical matrix, sealing around our skin, and all the energy that still resides within us. We're going to connect to the wrapping of this within us, the skin of our body, the skin of this energy. With a slight clench of the fist, we're going to seal it with our vow. So abundance is expressed through our service. Abundance is expressed through our act. Us fulfilling our purpose. Us expressing our most authentic potential. Slowly, when you're ready, bring your hands in a state of prayer and gratitude. Giving thanks to Divine Providence for bringing us here today, for this alignment and a shared practice of setting intention, clarifying intent, and embracing this time of pure yin, time of stillness, a time reflection, time for setting intention. We give thanks to all that we have in life and the strong foundational support that keeps us going in all that we do. All the abundance that we already have, our loved ones, the health of our body, of our community, the abundance of nature, of the breeze in the air, the feeling of water splashing on our skin, of feeling rested after a good night's sleep, of our loved ones, companions, parents, children, all the support in the physical realm and the spiritual realm to aid us in our learning in this lifetime. For this, we offer profound thanks. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Coming back when you're ready, taking your time. It's a very timely meditation, as at least from our end, and as you can see from this video, that we got to experience the sunset in Asia. So the resting of the yang energy, of the get things done, the do into the rest mode, the relaxation. And it's very timely that this happened. We weren't really planning this. Um, but it's great that this was what ended up happening in this hour. Great. So um, I'm gonna leave it open now to just take your time getting back to. If you want to write things down, feel free. Yeah, we're gonna leave this open to sharing of experiences. Anything that you wanted to talk about based on the well, let's do a round first of any experiences you want to share, and then we'll leave it up to general Q&A of the discourse as well as your general practice if you have any questions related to that. So we can maybe just go around starting with Alex. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm still coming back to reality.
And then Hua's next, okay? So we have a lineup. Because I know Hua needs some time to prepare her thoughts. Okay. What's up, Alex?
Yeah, I think it feels very nice. Especially the moon energy. Super cooling, super yin, like just rest and relax, and it is just exactly what I need right now because everything has been so rushed. And I feel like I have a deadline with a baby coming out, so everything has been like super yang. So I think this meditation has been very nice for me, like everything just calming and really surrendering to um, like whatever the frequency or the quality of magnetism in abundance. Just being rest assured that things will work out the way it's supposed to be. And like the more I fight against the state of my body or the state of my being, the more challenging it will be for abundance and for magnetism to flow in. So yeah, that's my takeaway. Thank you.
Thanks, Alex. Now we have Miss Hua. How are you?
I'm good. Hello, James.
I'm good.
Hello, everybody. I think that it has been such a long time that I can sit and have such a long meditation like this, because during the last year, as you say, I had the word abundance, but that means physical abundance. I mean, my work goes very smoothly, but by contrast, I didn't have enough time for myself, for my family, for my children, and I even do not have 5 minutes just to chant or to do meditation. So that's the reason why I enjoy your lesson today, and I think that this could be the starting point for me for next year. So I could have the balance and I can have the mental abundance. I could have time for myself. And I think this is a great starting point. Thank you.
you for sharing, Hua. And Hua is a tiger mom and also a business owner. She's running a school of hundreds of students and very busy life. So I'm very happy that we can offer you the space to just sit still, um, reconnect with yourself. And now that you've moved closer to us, um, we can have more connection and practices in the coming year as well.
Yes, I hope that you don't travel a lot. You shouldn't travel a lot.
Yes, we will be more stationed as there's the baby coming up. Um, Wonderful. Give me 1 second. I'm just gonna switch the lighting a bit. Um, I think it's a bit better. It was a bit weird. It's like, Halloween time, you have a light and you see all the shade in your face. That's okay, great. So we'll move on to one of the guys. Who would like to take it on first? Andres.
Thank you, James. You did it again. You put me into a trance. So I lost you like in the middle somewhere, consciously. But I got the beginning and the end.
Good.
It was very valuable for me to take part in this meditation, to get a different perspectives about abundance, because so far it was like very much focused on material abundance and just like stuff, and then neglecting a little the inner abundance of feeling enough and feeling peace, and especially understanding abundance in the sense of being of service and giving something meaningful, whatever that might be. So it was very good, especially for the beginning of the year, for all the plans I make now for the rest of the year. It's very profound. And just from the physical reaction, the only thing I can say is when I came back to the senses, like more conscious, and I was more conscious, I felt like a very intense, strong heartbeat
Mm.
and little pulsation, I think, in the brain. So that was my experience. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for sharing. I just want to add to some points that you made. With these meditations, the expectation is that, this is not for beginners and newbies, and you guys have all had some very diligent training with Alex and myself. So there's a lot of akasha in the field. So this is kind of the side effect, especially if you're not tapped into this like every day kind of thing. Sometimes for me too, like I don't practice for maybe like a month in like a very deep state, and then next thing it's like, oof, memory swiped. So it happens naturally. When we're in this state, I'm communicating both to you as an individual, but also to the deeper unconscious. And there's specific ways I would frame things and wordings that basically reprograms consciousness in a way that allows you to receive abundance. And there's also things that I won't say, right? Um, so, we can really go into the NLP side, but it's like you don't want to say like, I don't want to have this, because then you're focusing all the energy on the negative, right? Like these type of basic commonsensical aspects. So if you're losing your trail of thought, it's completely normal and it's totally fine. Like you get a lot of like, don't beat yourself up for this. You get the full benefit of the meditation, and sometimes when you're like, as your unconscious mind is guided towards all of these thought patterns in the akashic fields, it's like, because the akasha, it's like it's so ineffable, unable to be described. When you come back out of that, you actually don't have recollection, but you've done the work, right? So this is a very good sign that you've like really tuned in, and that like you're coming out in this trance state. It's a very powerful thing. The next thing is I wanted to mention about why we go into extending this abundance as a merit field. And it actually obviously it's a part of my work to help each one of you progress through your own hero's journey. And a part of that is coming back and giving your, back like the person that you are back into service of the community. But there's also a psychological effect because you see, as if we are the type that we want abundance, but we don't want to share it, and we're very stingy, right? And it's very much more of a self-serving attitude. It really shows off in the energetic field of that intention. And that field comes off very contractionary, okay? And you can see this too. It's actually the opposite of abundance. It's those who have scarcity mindset that even if they get like, a couple of, pennies worth of wealth, they want to just hoard it and hold on and not spend a dime with it, right? And like you see these like people saving their entire life, not really living a full life at all, and all that, wealth goes into depreciation and, making very bad financial choices because they feel like this is a limited resource, right? So the reason why we want to channel this is because we need the abundance to go. We want to be a flow. We want to be a river channel as opposed to a still pool of water that just ends up getting these bacterial overgrowth and these sort of things, right? So think of yourself in abundance as this like massive stream of waterfall, river, just allowing it to flow through you without having this desire is like, oh my God, I cultivate all this energy. I have to keep it to myself. I don't want to share with other people. I don't want to share my gift. Like this is what we're working on. So yes, like the byproduct of you living an abundant life is it has to be that you share it with the world. It's just a simple universal law in this. Okay? Of
Thank you.
course. Yuta, passing on to you.
Thank you, James. It's good to see both or everyone here. Happy New Year's. Yeah, I would say my experience, I guess I had been already doing a lot of like grounding earth work. Um, but I think during this exercise, working more with the yang, like pulling, like drawing into me aspect rather than like allowing things to kind of settle was very different kind of uh experience, something that I think I wasn't really how do I say, perhaps like as mindful of when I was doing grounding work. I guess I was it didn't occur to me that what was happening until this sort of meditation brought it to my attention was that there was a lot of stuff that was like needing to be kind of released in me that was just kind of actually like staying stagnant because I was working on like grounding things a little bit too much. Like I actually want to get rid of these things.
Protect it.
Yeah, I'm like grounding all the crap that I don't want to hold on to as well. And like that's just like
Mm,
not really helpful. Um, but yeah, like I guess kind of this quality of like drawing into me, but also allowing things to kind of like flush out through the roots at the same time, like really tapping into that the the yin aspect of the earth itself, I guess, which it's like it pulls out of you as well, I guess.
mm,
That which is unnecessary. I think that was something that I wanted to work more with. Especially in that um, when I kind of release or allow things that are no longer necessary for me to be holding on to be pulled out, it kind of creates this space. And I noticed that when I was doing the Akashic work was that I had become a lot more familiar with that spacious aspect. But when I noticed myself like consciously kind of allowing these things that no longer belong to me or no longer should stay with me to be released, there was a lot more space as a result of that. And also space for more to be pulled into, which is that kind of infinite potential quality of um, the spaciousness. And kind of what you were also mentioning to Andreas about uh, not being this kind of bottleneck of energy to flow through us, abundance to flow through us.
mm.
That was that had actually come up in a different conversation when I was talking to about root chakra issues with my teacher. I'm in Chiang now, studying with a professor here. So, but she had also talked about this quality of like, holding on to things in fear. And that's sort of the dark side or the negative side of like the earth energy. It's like rigidity and holding on too much. And
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't something that I was really I didn't really identify with that, but I think there were parts of me that I was holding on to other things that may have actually not been necessary, but I may have been more unconscious to. So I think I've realized more now that I'm like, I want to work more with this kind of magnetic quality rather than the earth quality that I've been really um, trying to cultivate, I guess. And especially because the water quality is something that I'm more familiar with,
Mm-hmm.
working with that and really allowing these things that even though I may not be attracting the things that I like want, there are other things that are coming in my way that I could be utilizing in a much better way and being more appreciative of those things so that I've noticed that the more appreciative I am of the things that I am receiving, the the universe has been more giving in that regard because it's like when I receive something and I express joy or appreciation or gratitude, it's like, oh, here's more because you like this. So tapping into that more, I think, is something that I've really wanted to cultivate, and I noticed that kind of warmth that was coming out from inside of me during this meditation as well. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thanks for sharing, Yuta. Just a couple note on that. The setup that you mentioned about the earth, this is something that I started integrating a lot more for advanced practices is the heaven man earth setup. And if you look into like ancient Western paintings, like Hermetic paintings, you see like the sun and the moon and the person standing on the ground here with the caduceus kind of intertwining. So this is an advanced setup that we built for more like cosmic, like higher energy work. So it doesn't it has the quality of magnetism, but it's not exactly magnetism. You know, you're sinking it still into the earth element, but earth more so as Gaia consciousness, or Malkuth, right? Like the consciousness of earth as opposed to the elemental earth. Now with the magnetism, one thing you can practice is so the letter N is teaches you to be the master of the magnetic principle, but this comes with a spectrum of complete magnetism all the way up to demagnetizing, which almost feels like this anti-gravitic quality. So this is what you really want to tap into. So whatever the substance that you're compacting, that energy field, the what is around it is this matrix. It's like this layer that keeps it contained. So what you want to do is if you channel more of this quality, you will learn how to demagnetize that. And when that is demagnetized, it's much easier to release outwards. Okay. So yeah, so just getting the terminologies and also for your healing, I think this is going to be great. Like you want to develop this touch sense that the moment you touch a patient, their entire field becomes demagnetized and then everything just starts floating outwards like a lava lamp. It's like this gentle quality of that. Okay. Yeah. Wonderful. So yeah, thank you so much for sharing all of you, and it's really good to see you in this new year and to really kick off the year with some beautiful people. Yeah, we don't Alex and I we don't socialize too much in Vietnam, so it's really great that we have some like-minded amigos here.
Wait,
So yeah,
sorry. Utah
just
has a
any
question.
closing remarks or questions that you have just general, not to this meditation. We'll leave this open. Alex?
Oh, Utah has a question in the chat.
Yeah, I
Okay.
wrote it. It was a while ago, but I think yeah, I just wanted to clarify that like you had mentioned water was winter, and I don't know where I guess it was because I was associating this earth quality with more of the winter quality. But I just wanted to kind of correct or I want to make sure that my understanding is correct in that like you were mentioning winter is this water quality and summer being fire is kind of a lot more intuitive to me. But fall is also air and like spring is earth. Is that correct?
Yeah, it really depends on what type of what framework you're on. So if you look at the Hermetic framework, winter
Mm-hmm.
is more about stillness. So this is earth
Mm-hmm.
quality. But then if you look at the Chinese five element, uh, the color black as well as water is connected to winter, and they have a different take on it.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So I think instead of trying to create like intellectualize the framework, just feel into the quality that you've experienced every day of your life
Mm.
already during the winter, and just derive your own kind of qualitative understanding. It can be really encapsulated with just, is it what? It's not just
Right,
water,
right.
it's more than just water. It's not just earth, more than just earth. Make sense?
Yeah, 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 definitely.
Yeah,
Thank you.
no worries. Any other questions or things you want to share? Wonderful. Okay, so yeah, we're just a message away, Alex and I. So if you guys have further questions or just about your training or things of this nature, feel free to reach out. We will be doing some traveling, not too much. We'll mostly stay in Hanoi. We might come back and run a workshop um, next year winter, still pending. And it's going to be more on these like high level, like planetary energies, Kabbalistic letters, this type of thing. But what's really in the mix right now is springtime, we're gonna jump more into medical Qigong. So it's like the art of chi, but like learning how to basically like really hyper focus on working with patients as a healer and therapist. And then moving into summer and fall, we're going to touch more on ancestral medicine. So this is something that I've been geeking out with, taking Taoist medicine with like ancient Western medicine and creating a cohesive system. And really the goal here is that we're trying to make superhuman healers. So, instead of getting going into university 5 years and learning a bunch of useless theory about, how to put needles in people, we want to get kind of the most potent information and lessons out there so that by the end of 3 to 4 months, we can create with these practitioners with a toolkit that they can then use to become masters themselves, master healers. And later during fall, we have another workshop about the more advanced training for the art of chi. So it's going to build on module two, but going much more advanced and going to master circles where we're going to touch upon Kabbalistic alchemy. Okay. So that's a little bit about kind of where we're up to, as well as taking care of a newborn baby. So yeah. Awesome. So yeah, super great to see you guys. Alex, do you have any closing remarks?
Yeah, I'm just super happy to see everyone here. We actually have a few other students who signed up but then they cannot make it in the end. So, and I always say like, um, things happen at divine timing. So there must be a reason why all of us show up here and share the meditation together. And for me, it's very meaningful to see all of you. So sending a lot of love to all of you and your family, your loved ones. Wishing everyone a happy winter and prepare yourself for springtime. I think it will be very exciting. It is definitely the time of resting and recovering and reflecting, and really enjoy that because when spring happens, everything will unfold a lot quickly.
Um, Wonderful. Thanks, Alex. And just a final note, on the theme of abundance and having the social support for that, I just invite you all to, if you're working on a specific project that you think is in resonance with the Art of Chi students, like now or in the future, feel free to post that on the group. Or if you feel like you don't know, just let Alex know and we can take a look at it and we can help you spread the word of what you're working on. So yeah, like let's all help each other out. And likewise, if you guys feel like you know anyone in resonance with the type of work that we do, please let us know and we can see how we can best serve these individuals. Okay? Okay, wonderful. Take care, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Take
Bye.
care. Bye. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.